Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of the Fitness Faculty podcast. We are back after quite a hiatus. It is now November. We're taping on November, what is now? November 8th at 8:05 p.m. Sir Wisdom, kamusta? How are you?
Yes, hello everyone. Good day sa lahat, no? So welcome back to all of us. Yeah, very interesting episode coming up today. It's something that is long overdue. So yun.
Yeah. So we've been talking about nutrition, and of course, we all know that if you want to go deeper into nutrition, we have to talk to an actual nutritionist. Us as fitness practitioners, coaches, S&C coaches, trainers, we are not, or most of us are not nutritionists, and that is why it is much better to get our information straight from somebody who actually went through the training and who is registered to give nutritional advice. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Sir Wisdom, our guest. So our guest, Sir Wisdom, I know that you work with her in Snap, right? So can you explain ano ba Snap, Sir Wisdom?
SNAP is the Sports Nutrition Association of the Philippines.
Ayan.
And yeah, we basically si Miss Fia is the one who's doing everything. So ano lang ako doon? Decoration lang ako doon.
May mga decoration ka lang doon.
Yeah.
Okay, so without further ado, I would like to introduce Miss Fia. Are you the parang the CEO or what's your actual position in Snap?
Hi, Chappy. Hi, Sir Wisdom.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening sa lahat. And yeah, I'm actually the president of
Yun.
Snap.
Ah,
So yun, actually na-found siya during parang a seminar back in 2008. Nagpa,
2008?
nagpapa, 2018.
Oh,
So
18.
nag-sports nutrition seminar and workshop ako. And then doon ko nakilala yung like sila Ma'am Lucy, your mom, and then Ma'am Molly, and Miss Karen, Coach Sol. And then sabi ko, alam mo, bumuo tayo ng organization to
Yeah.
protect sports and sports nutrition from fad information.
So si Miss Fia, I see her often in my parents' house. Doon sila nag-meeting.
Yeah.
Sila nila Ma'am Molly and sila Coach. So we wanted to have a conversation with an actual nutritionist because there's a lot of, like what you said, misinformation going around, especially when it comes to nutrition and specifically parang weight loss, mga programs, mga diets. So siguro for the first question, can we define, because I know SNAP is sports nutrition, di ba? So, sports nutrition. So can you define what is sports nutrition and how does it differ from the usual nutrition and dietetics?
Okay, so sports nutrition is a specialized branch or field in nutrition that focuses on the needs ng ating atleta and even individuals involved in exercise or physical activity. So we emphasize in the optimal intake of the nutrient to enhance their performance, recovery, and overall health in the context of sports and exercise. Um, On the other hand, yung ating general nutrition and dietetics, masyadong broad to
Oh,
no? And it's for the general population, including managing health condition, promoting overall well-being, different ages. So, ang sports nutrition, it takes into account yung specific energy demand ng ating, and even the timing, the nutrient intake, and the type of food that can support the performance. Na significantly, it actually, malaki pagkakaiba from the
mhm.
general recommendation for the general population.
Okay. So, would you say na parang, I mean, I don't want to put semantics to it, pero sports nutrition is it kind of like a step up from, or parang a little bit more nuanced, a little bit more detailed compared to regular na parang nutrition and dietetics?
Well, actually, detailed din eh. Kasi when it comes to general nutrition, talagang pumapasok na tayo sa personalized nutrition. So, hindi lang sa sports nutrition yun. Even in general nutrition or for the general public, papunta na tayo sa personalized nutrition. So, both detalyado, depende sa kung sino yung kausap mo, ano ba yung activity niya, meron ba siyang sports, athlete ba siya? Kung hindi man siya athlete, nag-exercise ba siya? So, actually, an average individual na into exercise can also be into sports nutrition.
Mm.
Yeah. So ano siya na parang performance, there's a performance aspect to it. Hindi lang siya
Mm-mm.
basic na health and fitness. Because
Mm-mm.
if, for example, if you have two athletes na both male, same age, same height, same weight, but if they're in a different sport, they could have completely different nutritional recommendations or needs, 'di ba, from each other.
Mm-mm.
In exercise, so in exercise we have the concept of specificity, and there's also the concept of periodization. Is there also a similar concept to nutrition wherein you periodize an athlete's nutrition to peak at a certain point in time when they need to perform, or is it more constant, unlike exercise?
Yeah, definitely, no, merong periodization na nangyayari and the need of really put into practice yung nutrition periodization when it comes to sports nutrition. Kasi pagkakaiba yung intensity, yung demand ng activity.
And then, is there some level of individualization and differences? Kasi, example sa exercise, you could have the same athletes in the same sport with the
Mm-mm.
same body type, but they respond very differently to the same program. Sa
Mm-hmm.
nutrition, may ganun din ba? Or is it, oh, ito yung protein intake mo, ito yung carb intake mo, that will work for both of you?
Mm.
No. Kapag kunwari may kausap kang team, no? Kapag may kausap kami na team, definitely general. Kasi mahirap naman talaga kapag yung time, no? Merong limitation tayo with the time. So usually we provide the general recommendation for a specific sports. Then we highly recommend na with the coach, with the team, yung mga managers, no? To really put extra time and effort na magkaroon talaga ng one-on-one session with each athlete or team members kasi iba talaga pag iba-iba yung approach and iba-iba din yung impact nung sports doon sa atleta.
Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, being in the field of sports,
Yeah.
maraming one of the main sources of nutrition information for athletes is actually their coach. Eh. And usually, minsan, it's either outdated info, it's a fad, or it's
Mm,
dangerous na practices. For
practice.
example, yung mga severe dehydration. So,
Yes.
yung mga carbo loading na hindi calculated. So, medyo
Oo.
nagiging delikado siya minsan eh.
Yun nga yung sinasabi ko, no, na kapag every time I talk about sports nutrition, lagi kong ini-emphasize na hindi pwedeng isa lang ang kausap mo. And lagi kong hina-highlight yung coach. Napaka-importante ng role ng coach.
Mm.
And it's their responsibility to refer the athlete to experts. Mapa-mental health man yan, nutrition, you have to refer. Hindi pwedeng alam mo lahat. Kasi ikaw, nakafocus ka on the performance, no? The execution, intensity, the training, the schedule. Pero hindi mo kayang lahat. Kasi kahit ako, trained ako in nutrition, in exercise, ganyan. Pero masyadong focus ako sa nutrition. So, mas gugustuhin ko, I work with a coach na para siya na bahala doon at talagang matutukan ng maayos. Hindi po pwedeng lahat ko.
Mm.
Dahil feeling ko may nabasa ako, or may certification ako, or may education ako. Pero kung limited din, tas ang dami mong kausap, or isang team yung kausap mo, and limited yung time, we also have personal life. You have personal time, paano mo masasabi na quality na bibigay mo dun sa athlete. So, tapos yung knowledge din, saan nanggagaling, saan mo kinukuha, ano yung mga reference mo for it. So, kaya nga, malaking responsibility ng isang coach. No? Kasi ikaw yung first hand na kausap. Ikaw yung paniniwalaan. Kasi may mga time na nag-consult sila sa sports nutritionist, nagpa-seminar sila or workshop. Pero yung coach pa rin yun nandyan kung anong sinabi nung other expert, pero on a day-to-day basis, yung coach pa rin yung kaharap. So minsan,
Mhm.
contradicting yung sinasabi ng coach. So, dapat sana, talagang yung open talaga yung mga coach na, hindi ko na to expertise. Kailangan ko talaga siyang ibigay sa iba. And then, focus ako doon sa ibang part na mas alam ko yung ginagawa ko.
Diba? We all know the coach is a very integral part. As an athlete naman, kasi some not naman all athletes. For example, yung mga individual athlete, they might be doing it by themselves or wala silang parang mentor to guide.
Mhm.
What is the most important aspect of nutrition that they should know about?
So, tatlo lang yan. Macronutrient, the balance of the macronutrients, carbs, protein, and fat. You have to understand yung right portions, bakit kailangan mo yung carbs, protein, and fat. Yung tatlo, hindi pwedeng dalawa lang, hindi pwedeng protein lang. Bakit tatlo? And then the timing and the nutrient intake. Kasi it can enhance, lalo na kapag tama yung timing mo, iba talaga yung pakiramdam. Yung parang feeling mo, nag-start ka ng 100%, nag-end up ka, end of the day, kahit dalawang beses pa, morning and evening yung training mo, you end up feeling good. No, alam mo yun, hindi ka parang lupay-pay. No, you feel like 70%. Ganun pa rin yung energy level mo. Kasi with proper timing. Tapos micronutrient adequacy kasi nakakalimutan to the vitamins and minerals. No, so it plays a vital role in the energy. So tatlo lang yan, macronutrient, the timing, and yung mga vitamins and minerals. So you have to really understand. I highly recommend that the athlete should consult at least once or twice with an expert, a nutrition and dietetics, sports nutritionist, dietitian. Tapos para malaman nila, hindi sila manghuhula, no? Para maintindihan nila yung tatlo. Hindi kasi enough yung nagbabasa ka lang, alam mo yun, hindi siya enough.
What yeah, and especially with young athletes, they get like what Wisdom said, they get their information either from the coach or worse off,
Mm.
social media. Diba? So
Yeah,
marami yan nakukuha sa social media, sa Instagram, sa Facebook,
AI.
AI, exactly. So you ask ChatGPT or whatever,
Mm.
uh, what's a good
Hmm.
diet for
Yeah.
me, etc., etc. So I guess in that sense, it's good that you said that it has to be some a personal conversation, I would say. But I guess this is not part of the questions. Parang naisip ko lang. Um, Knowledge is one thing. So
Mhm.
being able to share the knowledge that you give these athletes, paano yung application? Parang, kasi like, I've worked with athletes before na parang they have a meal plan. But it's so
Mhm.
hard for them to follow the meal plan. Parang it's so hard
Mhm.
to get the protein, it's so hard to get the macros. How do you
Mhm.
deal with those
Mm.
challenges that especially not all athletes might have the same budget. That's one,
Mhm.
especially in the Filipino
Yep.
setting, di ba? So,
Yung ano din, cooking skills din. Or
yeah.
Mhm.
opportunity to cook. So,
Marami dyan
yeah.
nag-grab, di ba?
Yeah.
Nag-grab
Yeah.
or nagpapadeliver na lang. Iba nga ang athletes na minsan, I find my athletes before practice, before they would eat McDonald's. Why?
Mhm.
Because it's the easiest thing to get, di ba? So,
Mhm.
how exactly do you empower these athletes aside from the knowledge that you give them to
Mhm.
actually follow through with the plan that you give?
Unang-una, when we create plans, alam ko kailangan very detailed. Pero kasi minsan parang overloaded na over na ang tawag dito na ah wait, help me. Parang
Overwhelmed?
overwhelm.
Yeah.
Yeah, na-overwhelm sila with all the information na sasabihin mo sa kanila.
Okay.
Dapat ang approach palagi dyan is yung pinaka-practical, and you have to understand ano yung resource nung kausap mo. Hindi pwedeng sasabihin mo, oh, bili ka ng ganito, bili ka ng ganyan. Ano ba yung resource niya? Ano ba yung budget niya? No? Ano ba yung dapat naiintindihan? Kasi when it comes to nutrition, pag nag-assessment kami, talaga iniintindi namin, asan yung resource mo? Sino tagaluto mo? Hindi pwedeng siya lang ang kausap mo. Iisipin mo yung environment niya, yung resource niya. Bakit? And hindi ka din agad magja-judge. Like for example, yan, nag-Jollibee siya, nag-McDo siya, nag-Grab siya. Tatanungin mo, bakit? Kasi baka walang time magluto. Wala siyang cooking skills. No? Ano kaya yung pwede munang way? na makapag-start siya, ma-introduce mo siya sa meal prep ng hindi very complicated yung recipe, hindi kailangan complicated. At the same time, hindi naman boring, no? Baka naman may mga favorites, herbs and spices siya na gusto mo pwedeng idagdag, no? Na something na fun. Uy, pwede pala akong kumain ng something spicy na less oil. Di ba? Yung mga ganun. Or, dahil nga hindi ako nagluluto, pwede pala, sabi ni coach or sabi ng dietitian, pag ganito yung resource ko, usually ang ginagawa namin, kung ito yung source mo lang, try natin parang adjust, no? Kunwari, you're eating delata kasi nga walang ref yung or chiller yung kausap mo, no? Hindi mo naman pwedeng ipilit na, bumili ka ng breast chicken, no? Tapos wala naman siya mapaglalagyan. Alam mo, pilitin mo pa siya mag-taste box, di ba? So, paano kaya pag delata? So, minsan iisipin natin ano yung mga best practical or okay na brand na less sodium or paano mababawasan yung sodium. Minsan, na-advise namin, hugasan muna yung canned tuna before they cook it para mabawasan yung sodium. Tapos, lutuin lang niya. Tapos yung very basic, like basic of paggisa. Yung mga ganun.
Oo.
So, ano muna, yung mga practical, huwag masyadong detailed na ma-overwhelm sa information yung athlete. And then you have to understand yung environment.
Ang nutrition coaching is parang lifestyle coaching din pala siya, no? Because
Mhm.
you said the important aspects are macronutrients, micronutrients, right? And then timing. But before you get to that one, you consider a lot of things. Resources, ano yung preferences, I guess, would also come in. Meron pa tayong factor on religious restrictions. Diba?
Yes.
For example, mga ganyan. So yun, parang
And
ano pala
sometimes,
siya, parang
yeah.
ano siya talaga dapat. It's a conversation. So it's
Mhm.
also highly individual.
And you have to listen to your athlete. Hindi pwedeng dahil ikaw yung expert. Yes, I know you're the expert. You're the dietitian, you're the sports dietitian. Hindi pwedeng, okay, ito yung gagawin mo. You have to listen. No? Hindi pwedeng bato ka lang ng bato. Kailangan intindihin mo ano yung kaya lang niya. No? Kasi baka naman masakit na sa bulsa. No? May mga iba pang mga experts dyan or sometimes experts ko, no, na kailangan mag-ingat tayo. Tapos, bili ka ng ganito agad, no? Pagdating sa sports nutrition, yun yung problem namin eh. Bili ka agad ng ganito, bili ka agad ng ganito, mga supplements, no? I'm not against supplements, but dapat food first muna tayo. Intindihin mo muna. Baka naman okay pala yung whole food intake niya. So, you have to really understand that athlete first before you recommend.
Let's go towards specific goals for now.
Mhm.
Because a lot of people go to the gym, they have the monthly specific goals. Diba? So for somebody who is lifting weights, or going through a resistance training program, what is the optimal uh, ano ta? Kasi I know naman that the answer will be case to case, di ba? Parang it
Mhm.
depends on you, it depends on me, so it's never going to be parang one size fits all. Pero
Mhm.
what are some basic nutritional guidelines for people who lift? Now,
Mhm.
one, that they can sustain the activity, so they can sustain their lifts. Number two, that they can
Yeah.
actually see more progress compared to if they don't eat this way. So, is there an optimal way to eat to, I guess, gain muscle? That's what I'm trying.
Mhm. Okay, this is based from the International Olympic Committee, Nutrition for Strength Training. No, they can actually aim for example, for protein, not example, actual
Mhm.
adequate protein intake. So for protein, they have to aim about 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram body weight. So minsan paano mo malalaman, no, from that 1.6 to
Yeah.
2.2? You have to parang okay, start mo now at 1.6. Then start with 1.8. Then parang observe mo anong effect sa'yo. No, then 2.0, tas hanggang sa maabot mo yung max recommendation na 2.2 protein intake per kilogram body weight. So you have to really apply it like months before, or parang you have to really practice
Mm.
sports nutrition kasi minsan nakafocus lang tayo sa exercise, no? Pero hindi natin pinaplan out yung nutrition. So that's for the protein. Then carbohydrate, about 3 to 7 grams of carbohydrates per kilogram body weight. And then kung you want to gain muscle, no, kasi nga strength training, no, you have to consume more calories, so surplus than yung nababurn mo. So you have to focus also on the nutrient dense food. And also, kailangan, you have to stay hydrated. And when it comes to optimizing muscle gain, gusto kong i-emphasize lang, no? Malaki yung role ng carbohydrates. No? It saves and spares the muscle. It spares the protein para magawa ng protein yung trabaho niya for muscle building and repair and other metabolic processes. You need to consume enough carbohydrate kasi masyadong focus ang mga tao with protein.
Yeah.
Protein.
Okay, kakain akong protein, ganito kadaming protein or max pa, sobra-sobra pa. Pero yung carbohydrate, hindi mo na pinansin. Well, actually, you can actually gain muscle with, alam mo yun, hindi sobrang sakit sa bulsa, na ang dami mong kailangan i-consume, no? Tapos hindi pa address for dehydration. Basta enough yung carbohydrate intake. That's really the secret ingredient when it comes to strength training and muscle gain.
So, yeah, you go, may gusto
Yeah,
sabihin.
there's actually a very interesting study
Yeah.
on that one, mga 20 years ago, Rosnek et al. They gave first-time weight lifters a surplus of 2,000 calories na pure carbs. They gave carbs and uh, basically within the same time frame, they gained the same amount of lean mass as someone who was eating a surplus of protein and carbs. So ganun kalaki. But Miss Fia, bakit ang laki ng range ng carbs? 3 to 7. It's not like yung protein mo na 1.6 to
1.6.
2.2, which I would say mag-start ka na sa 2.2 kasi 1
1 pound.
gram per pound eh.
Uh,
But sa carbs, bakit ang laki ng range? 3 to 7. What should be considered kung saan ka nagpo-fall?
The reason behind that is because your body is working 24/7. It needs energy. Talagang carbohydrates, yan talaga yung magsusupply sa'yo ng energy, no, to function 24 hours a day. Your body cells, hindi lang naman yung physical activity, may even your other organs, your cell, no, they need continuous supply of energy. That's the reason why we need carbohydrates. So, hindi po pwedeng, yung protein kasi, iba yung role niyan eh. Kapag hindi enough yung energy mo, magagamit ng katawan mo yung protein. Sayang, 'di ba? Na sana, nagamit mo, na-save mo siya kasi meron kang enough fuel from carbohydrates and then of course yung fat. Pero kasi yung fat, matagal yung absorption rate nito unlike carbohydrates na nakakapag-provide agad ng energy. Lalo na kung yung training, yung demand ng exercise or sports is very high, kailangan nakahabol mo yung fuel needs nun. The reason why mataas yung carbohydrate recommendation when it comes to sports.
Going back to protein, Wisdom posted something in his wall. Did you see
Yeah.
that? So about yung
Yeah.
upper limit of protein in terms
Mhm.
of kasi uh, parang people are so what's the word? Parang OC about timing their protein to the fall. Parang
Mhm.
I need to have my protein right after exercise. Or parang I need
Mhm.
to have 30 grams of protein for breakfast. Tapos maganda yung pinaus ni Wisdom na study na parang, pwede mo i-explain yung Wisdom? Yung 100
Yung
grams.
ano yan, yeah, kasi may prevailing myth na from previous studies na yung maximum protein intake is 30 grams per meal. Yun lang daw yung ma-absorb ng katawan. So, the rest will get wasted lang daw. Turns out in later studies, hindi naman. If you test the protein content of the body, let's say after 12 hours, whatever amount of protein that you intake, it gets into your bloodstream as amino acids naman. So, parang
Yeah.
nasasayang. Hindi na totoo yung 30 grams. Pero yan,
Oo.
ang tagal na debunk ng myth na yan, but apparently, mahirap din siya i-reverse yung paniniwala ng mga tao.
Mm-mm. Well, actually, talaga nagagamit siya. Kasi ang protein naman, hindi lang naman sa muscle. Napupunta din
Yeah.
siya sa mga, yun nga, metabolic
Yeah.
processes. So, yung mga amino acids na to, may napupuntahan naman talaga. So, hindi talaga sila totally na waste. No?
Yeah.
Ang sinasabi lang natin, saka lang siya nagiging sayang kapag nagagamit siya ng katawan mo as energy na sana hindi. Kasi hindi naman niya trabaho maging energy. Hindi niya first job yun.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, your bones have protein. Your organs have protein. Does it matter ba, Miss Fia, for example, yung typical healthy living, if I get my protein from chicken breast, or kailangan ba from chicken breast, from whey protein, from eggs?
from Liam.
How is it any different if I get, say, protein from pork, or I get some protein from, let's say, fried chicken? Yeah. Does it matter the protein source in terms of meeting your protein needs?
Ang pinaka-importante dito is complete protein. So yung mga nabanggit mo na the chicken, the egg, they are just the same. They are a complete source of protein. Even tokwa is a complete source of protein, no? Kapag kunwari other plant protein naman, no, punta tayo sa plant protein kasi may mga plant protein na
Yes.
kulang sa amino acids, no, your mga protein. So you have to make sure lang na may variety para ma-supplement yung bawat isa hanggang sa maging complete na sila ulit. So lahat naman magiging complete as long as enough yung consumption mo. And yung mga animal protein natin, they are considered complete protein. So walang difference.
When you say complete, that means complete in amino acids, the amino acids that
Yes.
we need. Okay. Interesting. Now let's flip the script naman. So from weight gain or from muscle gain, what if somebody wants to lose weight? So that's really the backbone naman of the gym industry, di ba? People go to the gym with the you can say myth or you can say whatever na if I go to the gym, if I work out enough, I will lose weight. And of course, being a nutritionist and dietitian, you know that it's not enough. So what
Mhm.
are some guidelines naman for somebody who wants to lose weight? I guess in the safe way or the safest way possible, because there are of course unsafe ways to do it. So what would be the
Mm-mm.
safe ways that you can lose weight?
Well, hindi mo kailangan i-alter yung schedule mo, no? Kunwari, you sanay ka kumain ng breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You don't need to remove breakfast from your timing or your schedule dahil lang gusto mo magpapayat, no? It all boils down to calorie deficit, no? Gas-gas na. But yun naman talaga ang nangyayari kung bakit ka nag-lose ng fat weight, no? Because of the calorie deficit. Pero you have to make sure na familiar ka if you're an individual, an athlete who's trying to lose weight, no, kailangan alam mo yung estimate metabolic metabolic rate mo, no, yung need ng katawan mo at rest na energy needs. Then
Okay.
from there, no, you have to practice maybe deficit mga 500 calories. From there muna, yun ang pinaka generally safe na recommend natin is 500 less, no, from your metabolic rate plus physical activity. So may computation dyan. Meron naman very widely available naman paano mo makakompute yung calorie needs mo plus your physical activity. Tapos less 500 lang. Tapos practice mo muna yun, no? If tingin mo hindi ka naglo-lose ng 0.5 to 1.0 kilogram of fat weight per week, then maybe you can check, no? You check also with an expert, ano kaya yung kailangan mong i-adjust. Baka kailangan nyo din, makaakala mo na meet mo or and, enough yung calorie intake mo pero sobra pala kaya hindi nangyayari yung deficit, no? Yung effect ng weight loss. And then of course, kailangan balance pa rin. Dapat focus ka pa rin na nami-meet mo yung nutrient needs mo like the carbohydrates, protein, and fat. Hindi pwedeng I'm trying to lose weight, tatanggalin ko yung carbs. Tapos you're doing
Mhm.
sports, you're doing such exercise, no, na it demands energy, fuel. So, alam mo yun, lupay-pay ka, hindi mo magagawa, hindi mo matatapos yung how many reps, how many sets you're targeting, hindi mo mabigay. Kasi nga, hindi din balance lahat, even your energy supply. So, yun lang. It boils down to calorie deficit and dapat balance pa rin. No? May carbs, protein, and fat. And then you have to practice. Wag mo agad isasagad. No? Start with 500 less. Yun lang muna.
So I guess the first step nga is to find out what you are currently eating, no?
Mhm.
Is it still the same? Kasi, I mean, I grew up with a nutritionist for a mom. So, yun yung sinasabi nila sa amin na parang you do the 3-day food recall. Is that still the first step?
Yeah, before you even try to lose weight, check mo muna, ano bang nasa plate ko palagi? Ano bang nasa harap ko? Paano ba ako kumain? Kasi baka may kailangan ka lang i-adjust. Baka mamaya may mahilig ka pala sa, alam mo yun, madami ka pala kumain ng ganitong certain type of food. Or mahilig ka pala kumain ay alam mo yun, every time kakain ka, meron kang dairy milk or drink, no, na mataas sa calorie. So baka mamaya kailangan mo lang tanggalin yun.
Mm.
Pero same pa rin yung plate mo. Mga ganong klaseng mindful practices na you have to check muna what's in front of you. Then baka mamaya may kailangan ka lang i-adjust. Hindi agad drastically, o hindi na ako kakain ng rice, hindi na ako kakain ng carbs. No, hindi ganun. Check mo muna. Kasi baka mamaya, okay naman pala yung kain mo. Pero may kailangan ka lang bawasan.
Yeah. Ano yun eh, parang I've had some clients before rin kasi na parang they get frustrated about it. And then some of the other coaches that I work with, they say, I don't know, Wisdom, if you encountered this, but they are just gaining muscle. You're not you're not losing weight because you're gaining muscle.
Mm.
So I don't know if this is the question that you should answer, pero is that even parang it's body composition, di ba? You're trying
Mm,
somebody who's trying to change their body composition
mm,
from somebody who has a lot of adipose to somebody who has a lot
mm,
of muscle or fat-free
mm,
mass. Is it
mm.
the same diet as weight loss? Or is it a different diet na parang more to support the muscle gain? Because some people want to do that. They want to lose weight at the same time that they parang the term that they use is they want to be toned or they want to cut. They want to be cut. Ganun.
Mhm.
So, what do you say to people who say that to a lot of coaches? Para coach, ayoko lumaki. Gusto ko lang maging cut. So, pero gusto ko magka-muscle. Gusto ko maging cut, gusto ko magka-muscle, pero ayoko lumaki. Ano yung, meron bang specific nutrition or diet for that? Or is it the same as weight loss lang din?
Medyo same pa rin siya sa weight loss, may calorie deficit para mas maging effective yung fat burning, no, effect ng diet. Kasi you're trying to, lessen yung fat percentage, no, while you're trying to, um, at least maintain,
Yeah.
no, the muscle. Nandyan lang siya, hindi siya nababawasan. Kasi pwede mabawasan kasi yung muscle with drastic weight loss naman, no, or very restrictive diet. No? So you want na maintain lang yung muscle pero continuously bumababa yung fat percentage. So very important na monitor natin yung body composition. Then from there, um, kailangan lang maging maingat na talagang calorie, ano pa rin siya, weight loss, um, diet pa rin siya, calorie deficit pa rin para maging effective yung fat burning. And then you have to monitor the muscle mass, no, na maintain lang siya bonus kapag nadadagdagan during weight loss, no? Which is possible naman with body recomposition, pero hindi ganun kalaki. No, wag agad-agad mag-expect na malaki yung pwede mag-gain, pero possible siya, no, based on studies.
Right.
Pero so you have to really focus on calorie restriction pagdating sa weight loss, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
But how is it possible when we have access to lots of really delicious food na very a lot of the food that we have are either very accessible through online or cheap, no? Kasi marami tayong mga junk food, chips, mga highly processed sugars na nasa pack, no, that have a long shelf life. Um, isn't it more challenging na sabihin natin, basta lang, bawasan mo lang yung pagkain mo, the access to delicious and affordable food is all around us, eh. So how do people who want to lose weight try to overcome that distraction, kumbaga?
Mm-hmm. Well, mahirap naman talaga, no? Masarap kumain, no? Kahit ako I
Mhm.
order, no, food. But you really need to practice mindful eating, no? Being mindful of saan ka o-order. And you really need to be familiar when it comes to sports and nutrition dietetics, no? Meron kaming binibigay talaga na guide. No? Hindi lang kami basta numbers na
Mm.
1.6, 2.2. Yung calorie kasi, i-divide namin yan sa the nutrients. And then from there, we actually translate it to number of servings per meal, like for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Tapos kailangan ikaw, as the consumer or the athlete or the individual, kailangan familiar ka na makabisado mo yung pattern na yun, no? Na tinranslate ng expert para mas madali. No, like for example, sabi ni Coach Fia, sabi niya, 2 serving of rice, 3 serving of protein, or 3 serving of meat, 2 serving of vegetables. So ganun namin tinatranslate para mas madaling maintindihan. So whenever he's going to order outside, he's in a restaurant or magluluto yung family member or mag-grab siya, lagi niya check, okay, meron ba akong source of meat nito? How many, kung based on the photo, gaano kadami yung masaserve sa akin? May gulay ba akong source? Meron ba akong source of fiber? So as long as alam mo yung pattern mo, no, actually madali. As makukuha mo natin to kapag uh, we're consulting with experts talaga, dietitian. Kasi ganun po yung practice namin. Hindi kami magbibigay lang ng numbers. We actually provide patterns. We translate the nutrient, the calorie to patterns.
There's a very common strategy that people use for weight loss na yung mga Pinoy, no rice diet. So, hindi na ako mag-rice kasi nagpapapayat ako. Um, a lot of times it does work, but masama ba ang rice? Nakakataba ba siya? Which means, pag hindi ka na nag-rice, papayat ka. What are the possible advantage and disadvantage of that approach? Because we see this a lot.
Rice is not a bad carb. Lagi ko sinasabi, rice is not a bad carb. And hindi siya nakakataba as long as you're taking it in moderation, no? And pag sinabi natin in moderation, dapat naiintindihan mo gaano kadami yung nutrient needs mo from carbohydrate, then translate it to food. Like ano ba yung mga sources of carbohydrates mo. As long as naiintindihan mo ano yung limitation mo, ano yung recommended para sa'yo, no? Individualized para sa'yo, no? Hindi siya nakakataba. It can be part of a healthy diet. And kung i-compare natin sa mga bansa na they're high, mataas yung intake nila ng rice, no? Like Japan,
Yeah.
Korea, China, the prevalence rate actually mas mababa compared sa Philippines, no? So hindi talaga rice yung nagiging problem natin dito sa Philippines, no? Ang nagiging problem natin is the overconsumption of the total calorie intake, yung westernized menu, yung mga portion sizes, how the food was cooked, greasy, but alam mo yun, sobra-sobra sa calorie. No, masyado tayong nakafocus on the flavors, which is okay and good. No, ayaw naman natin ng bland. Pero, yun, kung mapapansin nyo, Pinoy style, hindi magulay. When you go to restaurants, hindi tayo, parang side dish lang ang gulay. No, hindi sila yung parang pinaka-main focus. Kaya, ang nangyayari, ano ka lang, rice and ulam. No? So, minsan, ang sinisisi talaga natin is yung rice. Pero actually, um, malaki din yung part nung kinakain natin na ulam or the meat itself. Kasi paano ba siya niluto? Minsan in fat, no? How much fat was cooked with that food? No? Even the rice itself, pwede kunwari plain rice over fried rice. So, syempre, pag fried rice yan, mas masarap. Pero dapat naiintindihan natin na kapag fried rice yan, mas mataas yung calorie content yan.
Para mas masarap eh.
Oo.
Pero ano yun eh, parang sa Pinoy, napansin ko rin, uh, malakas talaga magkanin ng Pinoy. Na yung mga boodle fight, di ba? Yung mga boodle fight na ganun.
Oo.
Talagang punong-puno ng kanin. And if you go, I guess, to the, ano ko, wisdom sa inyo, para sa provinces, like a lot of my cousins in the province, iba kami, magkaiba kami kumain. So sila talagang punong-puno ng kanin yung plato, and then nasa taas yung nasa taas yung ulam. Parang ganun. Parang yung kanin, it's a bed of rice and then you put the ulam up on top. So parang yung upbringing ko was never like that. So I guess, which brings me to my question, food really is ba more than just science, in the sense that parang the consumption of food, um it's also habit based eh. And in that
Mhm.
case, our nutritionists, you guys, you talked about patterns, right? Patterns around the
Mhm.
calories. So with those patterns, do you actually go into actual behavior modification? Parang is that part of your realm as nutritionist? Parang you can actually talk to a client and say, the reason why you're eating this is because of this. Parang your reason why you're eating ice cream is because nung bata ka, pinakain ka ng ice cream. Do you guys actually
Mhm.
go that deep into food?
Well, actually ngayon, no, mas naaano na tayo sa mental
Mm.
side or mental health side and behavior change, no, and behavior aspect ng nutrition. Kasi tama yung sinabi mo, no, sometimes may trauma. So sometimes kaya niya inuubos yung nasa plato niya kasi kinalakihan niya na kailangan ubusin mo yung nasa
Hindi,
plato mo.
yari ka.
He can say no. No,
Uh,
you can say no pag kung anong ibigay sa'yo, ubusin mo. Pero ngayon, parang ini-empower na natin yung mga tao na pag may nag-offer sa'yo, you can, safely say, no, I am full, I had enough, kumain na ako, no? And then, kapag kunwari, malaki yung portion na binigay sa'yo or na-serve sa'yo, you can cut it in half, tapos uwi mo na lang. Hindi mo kailangan
yeah,
ubusin lahat,
yeah.
no? So, you really need to understand. Ganun, I'm not sure, no, with all the dietitians, nutrition experts, and sports nutritionists, pero I hope na ganun na tayo. Kasi papasok na tayo sa nutrition na hindi lang tayo basta provide lang ng provide, recommend lang ng recommend, but you really need to understand the patient, the client, the athlete, no? Kung ano ba yung history niya. Yun muna, intindihin mo muna siya
Mm.
bago ka mag-recommend.
That's great that you said that. Kasi, I mean, what I've seen is that a lot of people know know what to do, but they just can't do it. Parang, and then sometimes they're not even aware of the triggers that they might have when it comes to food. I've seen some nutritionists also who are going into parang they track. I'm sure you guys do the same thing. Na parang they track what time they eat, what their emotion is before they eat, and what their
Mhm.
emotion is after they eat. Who were they with?
Yes.
Because sometimes people eat more when they're with a big group. Parang ganun. So
Mhm.
there's like I guess there's a lot of factors talaga when it comes to eating and nutrition that we need to review.
Yeah. I agree, no? And dapat ito yung maintindihan ng mga coaches, ng mga team, ng mga athlete, ng mga sports, no, na it's not just, ito kainin mo, no? You really need to understand the athlete, no? And you have to listen. Hindi ka parang, alam mo, yun, magbubulag-bulagan na, hindi ako yung expert, ako masusunod, ito gagawin mo. Kasi hindi magiging effective. Or kung maging effective man, okay, binigyan ka ng medalya. Pero hindi siya tatagal sa sa sports kung hindi ka
Mm.
makikinig doon sa atleta.
Now that we're back to athletes, okay, they're playing sports, they're getting good nutrition overall, to maintain their energy, to gain or maintain their lean mass that they need. But let's talk about hydration. What role does hydration play in sports performance, and how do athletes even monitor their hydration levels during practice and or during games?
Well, hydration, no? Of course, it's the maintaining your right balance and fluid in the body. So, it's very critical for the optimal sports performance kasi na it affects, no, the endurance, the strength, and the overall health. And kapag dehydrated yung isang tao, no, it can lead to fatigue, no, na-decrease yung performance niya, and definitely increased risk of injury. So, ang recommendation talaga is to really drink fluids regularly, consume water throughout the day, not just during exercise or tuwing na uuhaw ka lang, nakakaramdam ka. Pag actually na sobrang uhaw ka na, it's actually a sign of dehydration. No? So, wag mo antayin na uuhaw ka na or kapag mag-exercise ka lang, saka ka lang iinom. So, you have to monitor also your urine. One of the basic way to monitor your intake is to check every time na nasa bathroom ka, you have to check your urine color. No? Aim for pale yellow, always.
Mm.
No? This is an indicator na you are properly hydrated. And then yung pre and post exercise hydration. So you have to drink water or electrolyte drinks, before, during, and after. And meron din tayong practice, in sports science na where, di ba, you check the weight before and after the training or the exercise. So those are the ways naman para ma-monitor natin.
Yeah. So the darker the urine, the higher the likelihood that you're dehydrated.
Yeah, yan yung
Yeah.
pinakamadaling
Yeah.
way.
Yep. Na-mention niyo na din, Miss Fia, yung you should continuously hydrate with water or sports drink? Is there any particular advantage for sports drinks over water, or is water enough? Let's say put it in the context of the most popular sport in the country, which is basketball. So,
Mhm.
let's say naglalaro ng basketball yung athlete or even if just recreational players. Naglalaro ng basketball. Is there any advantage if you hydrate with water or you hydrate with sports drinks?
Yeah, definitely may advantage, no, when drinking electrolyte drinks. Kasi hindi natin from time to time na monitor unless you have a patch, no, to monitor your electrolytes, no.
Mm.
And most of the water that we have, talagang ano, na-rip off na yung electrolytes dyan. No? Unless talagang nature spring water talaga yung iniinom mo, no? They are very high in electrolytes. And we need electrolytes, no, to maintain the performance, the energy, and mas alam mo yun, mas okay din, no? Maiiwasan din yung injury. So we need the electrolytes. Yun yung hinahabol natin with electrolytes drinks and compared to just drinking water when it comes to sports. Pero kung hindi ka naman, no, hindi naman intense yung training mo, yung demand, yung physical activity mo, and water is okay.
So, hindi totoo yung sabi nila nakaka-dehydrate daw yun. Kasi matamis, di ba? For example, yung isang shake of the bread,
Mm.
matamis. Ano yun, nakaka-uhaw yan, nakaka-dehydrate. Hindi totoo yan. Kasi it's a hydration drink, it's a hydration solution din eh.
Yeah, ano lang siya, more of physical. Kasi di ba
Oo.
ako, for example, ako, gusto ko malamig yung iniinom ko.
Yeah.
So, gusto ko yung malamig. Pag hindi maligamgam yan, parang uuhaw pa rin
Mm.
ako. Pero hindi yun yung indicator na nade-dehydrate ka. Hydrated ka pa rin, well hydrated ka, pero hindi ka lang nasa-satisfy,
Ah,
no, yung thirst mo. Kasi sabihin natin matamis. And by the way, pag sinabi natin may carbs or sugar content yan, meron ding, ano naman yan eh, merong purpose bakit may carbohydrate,
Mm.
sometimes 25 to 30 grams per bottle. The reason behind that is to help you replenish yung carbohydrate din. Especially for mga marathoners natin, they need carbohydrates, di ba? So, merong reason bakit may carbohydrates yan. Hindi din okay na ay, meron akong zero sugar
Mhm.
electrolyte drink. So, nawawala naman sa'yo yung opportunity na nakuha mo sana doon sa may carb naman na medyo natutulungan ka when it comes to exercise or sports.
good. Hindi kasi marami rin naman na parang like I had a few athletes before na tinutungga. Ah,
Mm.
tapos bangko naman
Kasi
sila.
masarap eh. Kasi masarap. Tapos
Tapos
bangko lang.
bangko naman sila. Pero ito ginagawa ninyo dyan. Hindi naman kayo pinapapisan. Pero yun, you heard it
Ah.
from Miss Pia. Parang there is a reason why. And these things and these drinks have carbohydrates talaga. So if you're not careful, tama no, Miss Pia, if you don't use it, then you're gonna store it. Tama. Na parang,
Yeah,
that's
oo,
fair
it
enough.
can add up.
Yeah.
Di kasi may iba
Pero
akong
kung
kilala na
yeah,
ano eh. May iba akong kilala na nag-ano eh. Ah, iniinom nila yan in place of soft drinks. Kasi it's a sports drink, mas healthy daw. Tapos kakain sila ng chips. So instead of,
mm,
let's say, soda,
Yeah.
sports drink. Pero hindi rin eh. Kasi you're drinking something na
Sugar.
hindi ka naman, wala ka naman performance na ginagawa, di ba?
oo, kung yun nga, no, pag wala kang exercise or you're not doing any sports activity, mag-water ka na lang nila.
This might sound radical, pero I had a client before na
Mhm.
for some reason na mas na-hydrate siya sa fizzy drinks. Di ba may mga
Mm.
Sa?
fizzy. So carbonated,
Physics. Mhm.
carbonated drinks. So marami rin mga ibang energy drinks na are marketed as hydration drinks, but they're fizzy or they're carbonated. Yung carbonated water or carbonated drinks, meron ba yan negative effect when it comes to performance? Or parang, yeah, or wala ba? Kasi some people, like, I have a client na hindi siya nasa-satisfy kung hindi carbonated yung drink niya. Parang mas nauuhaw pa siya.
Mhm.
Is there a negative
Mhm.
effect if carbonated yung drink?
Well, if yun yung preferred nung athlete mo, no, or nung client mo, walang masama kasi yun yung nakakaano sa kanya. It's more of mental na lang eh. No,
Mhm.
mas gusto niya. Like, for example, pag gusto malamig sa maligamgam, no? And ang concern lang dito, kapag ikaw ay isang individual na hindi ka sanay with carbonated drinks, no? Hindi sanay yung katawan mo, no, never introduce that. Tapos may event, kasi
Ah,
pwedeng, ang negative impact lang naman yan is possible, alam mo yun, magkaroon ng parang, alam mo yung, ang tawag doon, yung parang
Habag.
napupuno ng hangin, kabag,
Ah,
nakakabag, yun. Nagkakaroon ng
oo.
gastrointestinal problem, no, kinakabag. So, yun yung nagiging negative lang, lalo na kapag hindi ka sanay. So, when it comes to drinks and food, kailangan i-practice mo siya talaga. And
Okay.
siguro yung client mo, no, na familiar na yung body niya with this kind of drink. So, yun na yung hinahanap niya. And kasi yun na yung nakasanayan niya. At tapos sa kanya, wala namang negative effect sa
Yes.
kanya. So, no, walang problem.
Okay. Hindi ko na ma-mention yung brand kasi hindi sa Pilipinas. Pero maraming ganyan eh.
Ah,
Na parang carbonated na energy or or hydration drink na type C. Okay, so jumping from hydration, perfect segue. Supplementation. You already mentioned supplements before na parang you're not supposed to replace whole foods with supplements, right? So supplements
Mhm.
from the word itself should supplement or help. Um, what role? So we know that already the whole foods yung talagang king. What role do
Mhm.
supplements play now when it comes to sports nutrition?
Well, well, supplements can play a role in sports performance, especially kung yung dietary intake may not meet the athlete's need. Kaya nga, sabi mo nga, no, it's supplements. So, pero kailangan whole food or food first approach tayo. You have to assess na namimit niya ba muna yung requirement niya sa buong yung total nutrient intake na recommendation. Pero kapag hindi, pwede mong i-introduce ang supplement. No? This can be a protein powder, creatine, or BCAA. So, itong mga supplements, no, they can enhance performance and recovery. But again, they should never, as you mentioned, replace whole food. No? Pag kailangan lang. Pag nakita talaga natin, no, may evidence na hindi namimit nung individual yung kanyang kailangan, no, yung requirement. So it should be a conjunction with a balanced diet, no? Essentially, it's really essential for the athlete or the coach or the team to really consult a professional in sports nutrition dietetics before starting any supplement. Mas maganda talaga you as a coach, you partner. Mas maganda yun, mas may edge yun, na you partner with a sports dietitian. Ipapacheck mo muna, okay, assessment muna tayo. Papacheck ko muna yung dietary, ano natin, part mo. Saka tayo, para malaman natin kung kailangan mo ba talaga ng supplement or not. Kasi pag nakita natin sa assessment na yun, no, yung result ng assessment, makakakuha tayo ng recommendation na okay tayo mag-take ng supplement. Pero huwag ka agad yung bato na, ano mo yun, supplement ka agad. Ipa-assess mo muna, ipa-check mo muna. Kung hindi ka dietitian, hindi ka sports dietitian, at hindi ka capable, huwag mo sanang pangunahan, i-refer mo. Mas may edge yun, mas maganda din yung magiging result ng performance ng atin.
I guess.
kasi mayroon ting ano eh, maraming athletes who would think na kailangan ko lang mag-supplements to take me to the next level. But you did say na ano eh, food first approach. So, for
Yeah,
example, the two most common supplements, creatine monohydrate and whey protein. So, for example, once and for all, if you want to gain muscle or if you want to maximize optimize your performance in sports, kailan ba nila mag whey protein? Will it be a game changer?
no. Kasi, alam mo yun, unang-una, magreklamo tayo, ang gastos, no? Ang gastos nung itong nutrition part ko, nitong diet ko. Well, in fact, you can actually save yourself from yung ganong pain, no? By checking muna, baka pala kaya mo naman pala ng walang supplement. Check mo muna nga yung food first, no? Yung food first muna, no? And yun, yeah, yun yung recommend ko. You have to really assess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so kasi baka naman you're already getting enough protein, di ba, from your food.
Mm-mm.
So it's not a game changer yung meron kang
No,
budget pambili ng protein. How
parehas,
about sa,
parehas lang.
di ba? Although, personally kasi, if you're trying to hit, yeah, if you're trying to hit 2.2 grams per kilogram, minsan parang convenient talaga yung powders eh. But if you're getting it from your food, then there's no need, di ba?
Oo, tsaka we just need to understand yung absorption rate, no?
Mhm.
Kung pagdating sa protein, no, ang absorption niyan is about 3 to 6 hours, ma-absorb mo yan, no? Depending on the type, no, and the source. Pero most naman is complete protein naman kung especially animal protein yan
Mhm.
or tofu or soy. And
Yeah.
lahat yan mababroken down to amino acids, small
Mhm.
peptides before being absorbed. So parehas lang yung process. So hindi yung katawan mo hindi naman yan sasabihin, "Ay, ito galing sa supplement, ito galing sa chicken." Hindi. Once
Yep.
mabroken down yan, they are all the same amino acids and small peptides. Same lang.
Yep.
So mas maganda lang alamin mo muna kung na-reach mo ba, enough ba, then saka ka mag-decide, do I need supplement or not?
Yeah.
And how about for ano naman, for creatine monohydrates, the most common supplement. It's one of the cheapest supplements out there for strength athletes, for bodybuilders. Any basic guidelines for creatine supplementation, or do we even need it at all?
Well, meron siyang, based on studies, meron siyang advantage, no? But, hindi siya, kung mapapractice mo talaga yung nutrition mo with adequate intake from all the nutrients, no? When creatine kasi is, no, it's a natural occurring compound sa body mo, no, from 3 amino acids. So, meron ka niyan. Is you just need to really practice and, tingnan mo muna kung kailangan mo ba talaga. Kasi sometimes
Mhm.
nag-quick ano tayo nagka-quick supplementation tayo tapos hindi
Yep.
natin tinatry intindihin ano yung capacity ng katawan natin.
Mhm.
Masyado tayo agad nag-judge na ay hindi mo kaya. Hindi mo kaya. Hey, you, no, hindi mo kaya. Supplement ako. Hindi mo pa nga nakikita yung max capacity ng katawan mo with food alone. So, yun lang. But yes, meron siyang, it gives quick energy source. Pero
Uh,
hindi lang siya advisable kung sustainable ba siya, no, practical ba siya.
Yeah.
so supplements are not a it's not a magic bullet. It's basic nutrition pa rin, and supplements maybe if you need it, but most likely hindi na if you're getting good nutrition naman na, di ba?
Alam mo, ano kasi,
Mm,
it's I sometimes I see it as the easy way.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for people who can afford it. Parang,
Mhm.
yeah.
yeah, parang, like, I mean, I'm gonna come clean. I take both. I know wisdom, you take both also, di ba? So, ako, I take it out of convenience. Like, the first thing I take in the morning is a whey shake with fruits and vegetables in it. Tapos with a scoop of creatine. So, parang for me, it's just convenient. I already get 30 grams of protein. Tapos, I have my two boiled eggs. And then, it brings my protein up because I find it hard to sustain or to get to my numbers throughout a given
Mm,
day. So again, there's nuance involved na parang because my
mm,
schedule
mm.
is like this, then like that. Pero
Yeah.
I agree na parang food first. And I think that's how the world was intended to be or how our bodies were intended to be. I mean,
Mm,
we were intended to um, consume natural sources, I guess.
yes.
So kung if at all if it's at all possible, maybe stick to that, no?
Oo. Pero kung you have the, the advantage, you have the money,
Yeah.
you have the budget, no, to buy this, tapos nababawasan din. Tapos ikaw din, alam mo sa sarili mo na hindi mo kayang, pag kunwari nakita mo na yung sa food, no, na ganito pala kadami, no, food first. Tapos hindi mo, alam mo sa sarili mo, hindi ako ganito kumain, possible makakatulong sa iyo yung supplementation kasi alam mo yun, nami-meet mo yung requirement mo, tapos hindi ka nape-pressure na kumain ng ganito kadami kasi may supplement. But again, para sa iba, check nyo muna kung kailangan mo ba talaga. Kasi
Yeah.
baka mamaya na, ay, nakikita mo sa kanya, possible, nag-work sa kanya, no? Pero baka sa'yo, sobra-sobra na pala, hindi mo pala kailangan.
That's very refreshing. That's a refreshing take na wisdom. Parang kasi
Mm.
nowadays daming nutrition companies naman that are really, marketing all of these supplements. And I mean more power to them. Like I mean, I'm supported by one of them. So I know naman na there's merit to it. But if you can, and that's what I've been always saying, na parang if you can get it from whole food, then why not? Di ba? I mean, that's
Yeah.
really the way to go. So again, mga 1 hour pass na pala tayo. But ang dami ko pa natutunan eh. I wanted to ask again, siguro kasi we've been talking a lot about athletes. I know a lot of our audience also are current athletes. What would be the easiest way for them to secure the services of a sports nutritionist? I know
Mhm.
there's Snap, di ba? Pero aside, well, sige, you can say naman Snap, of course. Pero ano yung parang best way that they can make sure that their
Yeah.
nutritionist that they get is legit for one and will
Mhm.
not harm them for two.
Mhm.
Or saan sila maghahanap?
Yeah,
Kasi uh, personal trainers, ang daming mahanap eh. But where do we
offline pa
find
sila.
Yeah.
sports nutritionists?
Mhm. Well, here in the Philippines, onti pa lang yung local talaga na nagpa-practice, no, specializing in sports nutrition, but internationally, madami, no? You just need to look for professionals who are first, I recommend, registered dietitian. Kailangan RND yan, RD yan, no, RDN. Dapat may dietitian. Para sure ka as a coach, as an athlete, na ang kausap mo talaga, alam niya yung sinasabi niya, may pinag-aralan yan at they took 1,200 hours of practice,
Hmm.
no? Hindi sila basta-basta lang. Tapos, they specialize in sports nutrition. So, ang una mo munang hahanapin, registered dietitian who specialize in sports nutrition. So, research muna sa credentials. Okay? Then, of course, mga professional association like SNAP, nabanggit nga ni Chappie, Sports Nutrition Association, aside from our organization, we refer, may mga nagtatanong, may mga lumalapit, tapos nagre-refer kami, naghahanap kami, minsan may binabanggit kami pangalan sa kanila, okay, dito ka lumapit kasi alam namin kung sino yung mga nagpa-practice. Or internationally, you can also check Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. They have directories of qualified practitioners. So, dun kayo lalapit, dun kayo magtanong. Definitely, they will refer. And yun nga, nabanggit ko nga, referral. So maybe you can check also with other coaches, other team trainers, or fellow athletes kung meron na ba silang nakausap na registered dietitian specializing in sports nutrition. Kasi hindi naman ako against sa mga coaches, no? I highly recommend coaches, fitness coaches, or mga sports scientists, sports coaches na may general knowledge about nutrition. But I don't recommend kasi nga parang pasyente yan eh. When it comes to
Mhm.
clinical
Yeah.
nutrition, kailangan talaga ang kausap mo
Mhm.
dietitian. Pero in sports nutrition, hindi, kung mapapansin mo, individualized. No, hindi po pwedeng um, alam mo yon yung
General.
basta-basta ka lang, no? Kasi ang kinakatakot namin diyan is kahit sabihin mong dumaan sila sa certification or nag-aral sila or may na, ano mo yun, pinaput into practice nila, pero magugulat ka they're providing fad, no?
Mm.
Parang mga dangerous na recommendation that can put the athlete at risk for injury, minsan pa detrimental pa, no?
Mm.
Or minsan, even those people who are trying to lose weight, no, napakadelikado kapag ano mo, hindi qualified yung kausap mo. So, dapat dietitian muna, no? Registered dietitian specializing in sports nutrition.
Kasi ano eh, medyo, yeah, in some instances, medyo clinical na rin yung mga approach na ganyan. So, I actually
Yes.
tell a lot of fitness professionals na it's, to some extent, it's unethical to provide
Mm,
nutritional services if you're not an R&D. No? Kung ang
mm,
background mo ay PT, sports science, or physical education, that's not, iba eh. It's not that simple eh. So,
mm,
kailangan ingat tayo, no? But, kung baliktad naman, for example, there's someone who is graduating na gusto maging R&D and they
mm,
want to go into sports nutrition kasi exciting daw or medyo ano
mm,
siya. um, how do they get into it? Na pag R&D ka ba, can you automatically say, I'm a sports nutrition or I'm a sports
mm,
nutrition specialist?
mm. Well, for nutritionists, no, na gusto nila mag-specialize in sports nutrition or they want to claim na no, they're experts in sports nutrition, um, highly recommend yung advanced education. Definitely kailangan may certification or may degree kayong kukunin na in sports nutrition. no? Or the sports dietetics. Plus, ito yung pinakalagi ko sinasabi sa mga nutritionist expert, no? You have to gain experience. It's either you seek internship, year, no, hindi lang months, no, years, volunteer opportunities in sports organization, even in gyms, no, clinics specializing in sports or in exercise, you have to learn from it muna. Kailangan mo munang ma-experience yun. No, ako nag-start ako in sports nutrition in a gym. Yun yung pinakauna kong trabaho. At
Mm.
ang mga nahawakan ko exercise, tapos may mga marathoners na ako nahawakan, people in natural bodybuilding or bodybuilding. Doon ako nag-start. No, hindi ako basta, okay, sports nutritionist. Nutritionist ako. Nutritionist in general ako nung una. But nung na-expose ako sa gym, no, in exercise, doon lumawak yung pananaw ko when it comes to sports nutrition. And then nag-continue pa rin sa education. Yun yung mga certification. So that will enhance yung credibility and yung knowledge. But again, number one, you have to gain the experience.
Baka may mga BS nutrition nga na graduating, parang, ay, wag na lang pala. Mahaba pa pala yung
Habang
proseso.
proseso.
Matagal pa pala.
I want
Unfortunately, no. Yeah.
I wanted to go back kayo na kasi you mentioned yung mga coaches. Eh. So, we know that there's a law, di ba? There's actually a law prohibiting people who are not R&Ds to give specific advice. So, ano
Mhm.
yung pwedeng ibigay or ano yung pwedeng ano yung extent of nutrition advice can a fitness coach give na hindi sila gonna get into trouble, I guess.
Um, yung law na yun, no, ang papasok kasi dyan, mostly nakafocus siya sa medical and therapeutic.
Okay.
Pero papasok kasi dyan yung obesity, no, mga obese, no. This is already considered a disease. So once na may kausap kang obese individual, no, dyan ka kailangan mag-ingat kasi hindi ka dapat nagpo-provide ng
Mm.
recommendation dyan when it comes to nutrition and diet. Bawal.
Medical.
Bawal talaga. No, hindi lang talaga tayo strict pero bawal. Meron niyang penalty talaga. I think 500,000. And ang pwede niyong i-advise is, or yung mga ganitong klaseng coaches is, as long as it follows yung guideline na, kailangan balanse lang, it follows a healthy plate, may gulay, may carbohydrates, no, may protein, enough, no, kumakain throughout the day, namimit niya yung physical demand nung individual, it's either meron man yung sports or wala, exercise lang, namimit niya yon, no, may energy supply siya throughout the day, no. Yung ganun lang, na
Okay.
hindi ka to the extent na nagbibigay na sa kanya ng bawal na yung yung
Meal plan.
detalyado na ito yung kakainin mo. Tapos yung tao
Mm.
na yun meron siyang underlying medical ailments or obese. Bawal actually.
Oh,
Okay.
makinig kayo, mga personal trainers dyan, ha?
No, kasi marami yan eh.
Yeah.
Marami yan online na parang gumagawa ng 100-day transformation or 30-day
Hmm.
transformation. And then they give a meal plan na parang, and then they're not really R&Ds. So,
Yeah.
yun. So,
Ang nakakatakot pa, ang nakakatakot pa dyan, ang dami kasi ngayon, di ba dito sa Philippines, ang daming may diabetes, may hypertension, sakit sa puso.
yeah.
Kapag yung binibigay mo, as a, kunwari, a fitness coach, no, yung binibigay mong meal plan, it can actually, mamaya iba yung epekto sa kanya, mas lumala, or nagpapalpitate siya doon sa ginawa mo, alam mo yun, mas nag-worsen up pa na yung mga numbers niya. So, wag mo nang i-take risk. Mas nire-recommend ko na you work together, create a team. No, you're the fitness coach, then you have a dietitian on your team. Mas gugustuhin ko yun, mas natutuwa ako ng mga ganong may
Yeah.
mga nakikita akong ganong group, yung mga sometimes
Mhm.
led by a sports scientist, tapos meron siyang fitness coach, meron din siyang dietitian sa team niyo. Mas maganda yun.
Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of young professionals are willing to partner with other young professionals in the other fields. So if you're listening and you're a young coach, look for a young dietitian or somebody who is willing to partner with you. That's actually great advice from Miss Fia. Yeah. So we're out of time actually. So madami tayo na pag-usapan. Meron ka pa matatunang wisdom. Aside, of course, we're gonna ask Miss Fia about Snap, of course. So maybe you can talk about Snap. What is the main advocacy of Snap? You mentioned it a little bit
Mhm.
earlier, but maybe you can expound on it. And who exactly can become members of Snap? Pwede bang coach or dapat ano ka, nutritionist ka? And what are the benefits of those members? And then, alam ko meron kayong event, so promote mo na rin.
All right. Thank you so much, Chappy and Wisdom. Well, SNAP is ang talagang mission niyan is to unify sports and nutrition professionals, sharing the common goal of advancing evidence-based sports nutrition in the Philippines. So, yung advocate talaga namin is to advance sports nutrition practices here in the Philippines among athletes, coaches, and health professionals. Sino ba yung mga pwede maging member ng SNAP? And ano ba yung mga benefit nila? So, ito yung maganda dito, hindi kami nakafocus lang sa nutrition and dietetics. It is open to sports nutritionists, dietitians, coaches, athletes, and even fitness enthusiasts. No, kahit sino actually na wants to understand how nutrition works when it comes to exercise and sports. So ang benefit nito is may access sila to our resources, networking opportunities, participation sa mga events. Madalas namimigay kami ng mga free webinars throughout the year. Usually meron kasi kaming WebSnap, no? WebSnap is free for all members, no? At saka kung hindi ka man member is alam mo yun, napaka-affordable ng mga aming events. And you mentioned, yeah, meron kaming upcoming event. Our last event for this year is WebSnap Episode 2. So it focuses on marathoners and heart health.
Mhm.
So yeah, but regularly we organize workshop, webinars, and conferences. And next year we are eyeing Wisdom and I and the rest of the Snap board. We are eyeing for a bigger Snap sports nutrition ang tawag dito?
Convention.
Seminar, convention. I forgot.
Yeah.
Summit. We call it the summit.
Um,
Sports Nutrition Summit
yeah.
next year. And we are hoping na malaki siya. No, naging successful yung 2024 summit namin. It was the first attempt. No, medyo mahirap but it was successful. And definitely next year we are eyeing about 500 to 600 participants next year. And this is in collaboration with other nutrition organizations. So hopefully, no, makasama ka namin, Shopee, for that
Well, I
event.
was gonna say, we should talk. Kasi this is very
Yeah.
pwede natin yan na pag-usapan. But yeah,
Mm.
so again, if you wanna follow Snap, Miss Fia, do you have any IG or Facebook?
Well, we have Facebook. It's Sports Nutrition Association of the Philippines, SNAP.
And then you
Ako
personally,
naman Facebook. Yeah,
yeah.
sorry. Sorry to cut you. Facebook, meron ako. You just look for Fia Batua Mambuhay. Yun lang naman. No, meron dalawa yan, personal and my page.
Okay. All right. So, Wisdom, I
Right.
learned a lot today.
Yep.
And some of the, kasi ano, I wanted to go into this conversation with an open mind na talagang ma-challenge yung mga beliefs. So, hopefully, if you are listening to this, one of the things that I really got out of, na parang reinforced was yung food first. Parang whole food first na philosophy. A lot of people take shortcuts, and I'm glad that you were able to verbalize that. Now we can actually get most of what we need from whole foods.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you wish?
Yeah, for me, it's really the reiteration of hindi madali magbigay ng nutritional services. So, please lang dun sa mga fitness professionals who are not R&Ds, especially a lot of you are handling overweight and obese individuals with health conditions. That's not our, ano, no, it's actually your moral obligation to refer them to a
Yes.
qualified professional.
Yes.
Yeah, yun
Again,
lang.
thank you very
Yep.
much to, of course,
Yes.
Snap
Thank you.
Snap President, no? Tama?
Yeah.
Snap President,
Yes.
Miss Fia Batua Mambuhay. Please follow her. Please follow Snap on Facebook. And this was a great episode 9. Once again, this is Coach Chappie with Sir Wisdom and Miss Fia. Thanking you all. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are already 9 episodes in. We've been MIA for a while. Napagod ako sa strength ko. Sir Wisdom napagod din. But at least we're back. And thank you to all of our subscribers. Subscribe to our Spotify. Subscribe to our YouTube. and also follow our Instagram and Facebook. Thank you again, Miss Fia. But to
Yeah, thanks, Miss Fia. Thank
Thank you
you.
for having me. Congratulations.
Right.
thank you. Goodbye, everyone. See you
Thank you.
guys.
Bye-bye. Good night.